Welcome, my beautiful souls. Today, I wanted to talk about the tarot decks that I use most often. So, if you watch my readings or when I'm working with clients, these are the tarot decks that I have found really speak loudly, speak clearly, and are easy for everyone to understand. And part of that is because they have the imagery. Part of that is just how the artists are depicting the energy of that card and its meaning. So I'm going to swing down in my camera here so that you can see the ones that I have out here today. So today I have 6 decks. And there's actually one I haven't used as much, but I do love using this for myself. I just find it doesn't show up as easily on the camera, so I'll explain it here. So first, we have the Cosmic Wisdom Tarot, and this is by Ethony. She is a beautiful mystic and card reader herself and deck creator, and she writes so many books also about reading tarot. And she is in Vancouver. That's where she lives right now. And this is the one that you see when I'm doing the Cosmic Wisdom Tarot. So this is the one that you see. I'm just going to show you. The thing that I like about it is I like the colors, I like the border. I like that as I speak about it to my clients or on camera, you can understand the story behind what's happening in the card. So I can connect to, because I know the meaning, I'm working with them. So I can connect to the intuition of it. And this allows you, if you're not into tarot, to look at the pictures that are going through and to connect with the energy of the card as I kind of tell you what it is, because for me, a big piece is that as I'm doing the reading, that you're doing your own sovereign spirituality and connecting with the energy of the reading yourself. So you're getting your hits and take what resonates and leaves the rest. So I like this one because of the colors, because of how it is drawn. I really enjoy it. And so you do see it. And this was the Cosmic Wisdom Tarot. And yeah, I will put the links so that you can just take these and you could purchase them if you enjoy them. Death. So yeah, I'm not going to go through all the different cards. There are walkthroughs for these cards. You can also Google those. So this is the box that it comes in. My cat helped me, obviously. She had 2 actually different lovers cards, so you could choose which lovers card you wanted, and this is a first edition. So I bought this actually, I think I did. I backed it on Kickstarter, and this is the booklet that comes with it. So it has yes, no, maybe reversals, talks about the images themselves, so you can use the book. I'm a big believer if you're just starting out and you're trying to figure out how to work with tarot, to use the book in the beginning. I used a lot of books in the beginning. The next one is the Wild Reflections Tarot deck. So that is this one here. And I had a friend who was using it, and I just said, "Oh, I just love this." I loved it once again for the art. It just has I just like the art that's in it. I like how it's colorful so people can connect. In here, there's lots of different light. So I like the light. I like the everyday. So he's a lumberjack. Here we have pentacles and they're biking along a road, and it's the 2 of pentacles. So the idea of balance, being able to balance your life. And I'm going to get, so here, another aspect of cards that's important is that there's diversity in them. So we see a lot of diversity in the different cards. This one here is the 8 of Swords, and I like it even changed the orientation. So in this orientation, She's looking at herself being tied up. That's the energy of the Eight of Swords. Once again, lots of color. The people I'm reading for, as I'm talking about the cards, telling my intuitive hit based on their own personal situation or what's happening, they can get and understand the story within these cards. And that is just something that I just really, really love. I loved in here, so death is a tornado out, and I see this being out in the desert with the horses, just the death and rebirth, things just shifting and changing, a big storm coming, and it just changes what's happening. I love the magician. It's a female instead of male. I love this card. This major arcana card is really about the magic that you hold within. And it's just speaking about that we all have the ability to change and become the butterflies themselves. And so I'm just going to be looking for the card. I truly fell in love with this when it was the Hierophant card. I just loved the depiction that they had for the Hierophant. So I'm looking for it. And you'll find that every deck has that one card that for you, it just was like, oh, yes, this card just makes it for me. I understand wholly and completely what this card is about. Yeah, let me just get that Hierophant card out. Looking for it. Oh, right here. And here I have an Indigenous person connecting to the buffalo. And I loved this idea because the Hierophant in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith has the Pope. And this I loved from the knowledge of the land. So we look at the divine knowing as divine knowing from the land, and our Indigenous peoples being on the land first, understanding in that deep connection between the land, the animals, and all of the plants and the people that live there. Excuse me. And I just, as soon as I saw this card, I just said, yes, I love this deck for all of the other depictions it has. So it's one of the reasons why you'll see it when I do my card pulls. Now, another one here is by an artist, and this is by Jamie Sawyer. So here it is, Jamie Sawyer, and it is the Out of Hand Tarot. And this also I backed on Kickstarter, and now she sells them. You can see this is the back of the card, and for her, she did all hands. So every depiction of the card still has the hands, and she drew these. So she's actually a tattoo artist. And that's how she got to it. So Queen of Cups, it's talking about intuition, and it talks about the water. So she has the depths of the cards going in, Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving. And so she has a soup kitchen, and just this idea of sometimes we have to receive and sometimes we're the giver. The Ace of Cups, just so beautiful. She has this artwork, and then she has it actually becoming 3D, and it's happening in the art. I just loved the 3D of this. So her work is beautiful. You can buy it in cards. You can buy it as little discs. So it's just gorgeous. That's another reason you'll see lots of my cards tend to be by artists. I just really enjoy them. And Out of Hand Tarot would be one of those. And then next, This Might Hurt Tarot Deck by Isabella Rotman. And it's right here. So I had just traded out my Out of a Hand Tarot for This Might Hurt Tarot Deck. And this is a beautiful box. And you can just see the depictions. And in this box, it just opens and you pull it out like this. And they've just got everything everywhere. Like without even pulling the cards, you can see the diversity. Diversity of body types, diversity of skin color, diversity of what's happening. And then in her book, she has them set up just for you to understand the different suits, the Queen of Cups. So she has lots written in for each of them. and just understanding the major arcana. So it's a really beautiful deck that I just really felt called to. So that's another way, is that, do you feel called to this deck? And yes, I do. And I feel called to it because of the diversity. So this is the Lovers. And here we have the World. So the end, 2 major arcana cards coming up. We have Temperance. Interesting. All the major arcana cards coming up. I like this because it's an angel, but it's a contemporary angel, shaved head, just different ways to connect with it. Knight of Wands, things going fast and moving instead of horse. So you can see, they're on this very fast road rocket. And they just have different judgment in here, going back to the idea of the Egyptian and the balance. Judgment is about that idea of the end of time and judgment, and responding, the Ace of Pentacles. So I like these very simple drawing, and yet very clear. People can see themselves in these drawings. And now this one I don't tend to use. It is by a beautiful artist. She has so many cards. I have lots of her. I have Bone Stone deck that she created with another deck creator. And this is Tarot of the Abyss, and it is a powerful deck. Just, it does not show up because it's etching. It's black etching. So I use this myself. So that Justice card. So you see here, like, look how beautiful and how detailed the etchings are. 7 of Wands, when you can feel attacked by other people. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Just such detail in all of her work. So I will use this deck for myself, or if I'm working in person with someone. But believe it or not, people don't actually, even if I have all these decks out, people do not choose this deck because it isn't colored. So they feel connected. This is the Hermit. They feel connected often to the color and what's going through. To me, this is the details of the stories that go through. And this is an artist. This is an artist's depiction. This is a mystical artist. And that's why I love this for myself. This is the Death card. Changing into something else, death and rebirth. Just powerful. So you could just go through. Everyone is a story. And that's why I love using it for myself. It's a real contemplative deck as you get tucked into the stories. Now, Light Seer Tarot. This is my favorite deck. You can't get it like this anymore. This is when she did it on Kickstarter. Now it's a smaller box, because that's what the smaller box is the version you get now when you do its mass market deck. So when it came, it was in this kind of box. It had a bigger booklet, and now the booklet just fits right within. And I have this one in small, so I have the pocket size, and I have the bigger one. And for me, Chris Ann Donnelly's artwork, I just connected with it. And this is the deck. I tried so many different decks in learning tarot. When I found hers, this was my deck. This is how I learned how to read tarot, is using this deck. I just find her artwork really goes and tells the story of the energy of the card and what it's trying to depict. And it's easy to see yourself in the card. It's easy to describe it. So once again, it's my go-to deck for people when I'm going to do a quick reading. It allows me to just talk about the energy, and they understand that energy for themselves. And I find they really quickly will connect with the stories behind the card, and then with their own intuition, because they see themselves in the cards. So, Yes, these are my 6 main decks that I just love to work with tarot. And I like to use different decks, as I've said before. Over here, I have different decks that I pull with, and the reason I pull with different decks is so that when I go for each question or each line, it allows me to to see if there is a reoccurring message. So is the same card coming up? It allows me to see what else is happening, because if you use one deck for the entire reading, then it just doesn't allow for duplicates. It doesn't allow for that really, I would say, duplicate message that Spirit is trying to say, do this because. So this is just my quick 6 love. These are the ones on my desk. They are the ones that go with me. They are the cards that I bring with me everywhere I go. And if I had to choose, this is my first, always my first. I have the pocket version, I have the original version, and I have my mass market version that I use. I use it all the time, and yeah, it gets worn out. It's actually time for me to even get another one of them. But the way tarot decks work is it's whatever voice you have coming out. So I like shifting them. And when I do my own internal contemplative work, I will have different decks that allow me to dive deeper and connect deeper into my own message and also bring a message for someone else. So I will continue sharing because I have lots of other tarot decks, and I'm going to tell you how I use them and what voice it brings, because each one of these brings a very clear voice that I find anyone can hear, understand, and listen to. And because they can connect to first to the pictures, they can connect to the story that's being told, and therefore they can connect to the very specific tarot message that's coming with that card. I loved sharing my stuff. If you have any questions, let me know. Or if you love these decks, how do you love using them? Until next time, keep leading with your soul.